Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving deep into something truly close to my heart: relationships. Whether it's with our partners, friends, family, or even our beloved pets, relationships make our lives richer, fuller, and a whole lot more fun. But let's be honest, relationships take work. Am I right? And sometimes there's this one sneaky thing that can creep in and really shake things up. It's like termites in the foundation of your love bungalow. You don't see it at first, but it can cause some serious damage. So, if you're ready to build those relationships strong and keep that love bungalow standing tall, stick around. We're going to break down this relationship spoiler and, more importantly, learn how to make sure it doesn't sabotage our happiness. Trust me, you won't want to miss this. Chapter 1: The Foundation of Every Strong Bond. Let's kick things off with the bedrock of any solid relationship: trust. It's the glue that holds everything together. I'm talking about that deep down feeling that the person you're with has your back no matter what. It's knowing that they will stand by you through thick and thin. You know, that feeling that you can be your complete, goofy, authentic self around them without judgment. That's the good stuff. It's about being accepted for who you truly are. Building trust takes time, though. It's not something that happens overnight. It's about those everyday moments of honesty, open communication, and sticking to your word, even when it's hard. These small actions build a strong foundation. Remember, trust is a two-way street. Both parties need to contribute equally. It's about being trustworthy yourself and believing in the other person's ability to do the same. Mutual respect and understanding are key. Think of it like a delicate little seedling. It needs to be handled with care. You need to nurture it with care, consistency, and maybe a little sunshine. Okay, maybe that's for actual plants, but you get the idea. Consistency is crucial. So how do we cultivate trust? Well, it starts with being present and engaged in the relationship. Show that you care. Put down your phone, silence the notifications, and really listen to what your partner, friend, or family member is saying. Give them your full attention. Make eye contact, folks. It works wonders. Next up, be reliable. Consistency in actions builds trust. If you say you're going to do something, do it. And finally, be forgiving. Everyone makes mistakes. Remember, trust is the foundation of every successful relationship. Without it, everything else crumbles. Chapter 2: When Silence Speaks Volumes. Okay, let's talk. Literally. Communication is more than just words. It's the essence of our connections. Because communication, my friends, is the lifeblood of any healthy relationship. It's the glue that holds us together. It's how we connect, understand each other, and navigate the ups and downs that life throws our way. Without it, we're adrift. Think of it like Wi-Fi for your heart. A strong signal means smooth sailing. When the connection is strong, everything runs smoothly. Conversations flow and understanding is mutual. But when that communication signal gets weak, oh boy, watch out. Misunderstandings are just around the corner. Misunderstandings start popping up like unwanted weeds. Resentment builds like a tower of dirty dishes. And it all feels overwhelming. And suddenly you're living with a roommate instead of a soulmate. The silence becomes deafening. The thing is, we're not mind readers. We can't expect others to know what we're thinking or feeling. As much as we'd like to believe we can communicate telepathically with our loved ones, the truth is, we need to use our words. Clear, honest words. And not just any words. We need to communicate clearly, kindly, and with a whole lot of empathy. It's about connection. That means actively listening to what the other person is saying, putting ourselves in their shoes, and truly understanding their feelings, and trying to understand their perspective, even if we don't agree with it. It's about respect and empathy. It's about expressing our own needs and feelings honestly and respectfully, without resorting to blame or criticism. It's about being real. So, how do we get better at this whole communication thing? Practice, patience, and a lot of heart. Well, start by creating a safe space for open and honest dialogue. A place where everyone feels heard and valued. Put those phones away. Seriously? They're the enemy. Make eye contact and really listen without interrupting. Be present. Don't be afraid to be vulnerable and share your true feelings, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It's all part of the journey. Because when communication flows freely, love and understanding follow close behind. It's the foundation of every strong relationship. Chapter 3. When honesty takes a back seat. Let's be real, folks. Honesty is the best policy. It's a timeless adage that has been passed down through generations. It's a simple truth that's been drilled into our heads since we were kids. From our earliest days, we are taught the value of being truthful. But for some reason, when it comes to relationships, those little white lies can seem oh so tempting. They appear harmless, even beneficial at times. You know what I'm talking about, right? This old thing? I've had it for ages, when you totally just bought it. It's a common scenario we've all been in. Or, oh, that text message? It's just my mom, when you know darn well it's not. These small deceptions seem insignificant, but here's the thing. Even the tiniest fib can chip away at the foundation of trust in a relationship. Trust is fragile and must be handled with care. Think of it like a delicate spider web. Each strand represents a piece of trust. One little tug and it might not seem like a big deal, but keep tugging and eventually that web is going to unravel. The damage becomes irreparable. Dishonesty, no matter how small, creates this distance between people. It builds invisible walls that separate us. It's like building a wall brick by brick, except instead of bricks, you're using secrets and half-truths. Each lie adds another layer. Now, I'm not saying that you need to divulge every single thought that pops into your head. Some thoughts are best kept private. There's a difference between being honest and being, shall we say, brutally frank. It's about finding a balance. But when it comes to the important stuff, the things that truly matter to your partner, friend, or family member, honesty is the only way to go. It's the cornerstone of any meaningful relationship. So, how do we create a space where honesty can thrive? How do we foster an environment of openness? It starts with being honest with ourselves. Self-awareness is the first step towards genuine honesty, because when we can be honest with each other, we create a foundation of trust that can withstand anything. Trust that is built on honesty is unshakable. Chapter 4. It's not just a song. Alright, let's talk about respect. It's a word we hear all the time, but what does it really mean in the context of relationships? Well, to me, respect is like the secret ingredient that makes all the other ingredients in a relationship come alive. It's about valuing the other person for who they are, quirks and all. It's about treating them with kindness, consideration, and understanding, even when you don't see eye to eye. Respect is about recognizing that your partner, friend, or family member is an individual with their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. It's about honoring their boundaries, listening to their opinions, and making them feel heard and appreciated. Now, I'm not saying that you have to agree with everything your loved one says or does. In fact, disagreements can be healthy as long as they're handled with respect. When respect is lacking in a relationship, it creates this breeding ground for resentment, anger, and hurt feelings. So how do we cultivate more respect in our relationships? Well, it starts with practicing empathy. Be mindful of your words and actions. Remember, respect is not a one-time thing. It's an ongoing practice. Chapter 5. Neglect. And now for the big reveal, the one thing that can silently chip away at even the strongest of bonds, neglect. It's not always a grand dramatic gesture. Sometimes it's the subtle everyday things that can do the most damage. Think of it like forgetting to water a plant. At first, it might not seem like a big deal, but day after day, without nourishment, that plant starts to wither and wilt. Neglect in relationships can take many forms. It's taking your partner for granted, assuming they'll always be there no matter how you treat them. It's prioritizing work, hobbies, or other commitments over quality time together. It's letting those little gestures of love and appreciation fade away, like forgotten birthday cards or neglected date nights. But here's the thing, Relationships require effort. They need to be nurtured, cherished, and prioritized, just like any other important aspect of our lives. So how do we combat neglect and keep those relationships thriving? It starts with awareness. Make a conscious effort to reconnect with your partner, friend, or family member. Remember, relationships are like gardens. They need tending to flourish. So, there you have it, folks. The things that can make or break a relationship. Trust, communication, honesty, respect, and a whole lot of love and attention. It might seem like a lot to juggle, but trust me, the rewards are immeasurable. Remember, relationships are a two-way street. They require effort, compromise, and a willingness to show up for each other even when it's hard. But when we prioritize those connections and nurture them with care, the love and support we receive in return is priceless. So go out there and be the best partner, friend, family member, or pet parent you can be. And if you've got any tips or tricks for building strong, healthy relationships, I'd love to hear them in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video if you found it helpful and subscribe for more relationship advice. Until next time, take care of each other.